and the city is having a year that nobody will forget.
Yeah,
Miami 26 will be talked about.
The Dolphins may not be winning a lot of football games, but what Stephen Ross has done with that property and that space is really something to like kind of marvel at. It's really impressive.
Well, I remember he just sold it.
Yeah, he did sell an ownership stake. You're right. We just covered it. I can't remember the name.
It was the F1 race. It was the stadium. It was all the stuff at the stadium that's not the Dolphins.
Yeah. So
he said it's never going to be higher than this, so he sold it while it's hot. And then, like a month or two later, he was saying how Miami's not going to meet the requirements to host a Super Bowl for a while.
Yep.
Which is stupid.
Doesn't seem super bothered by it either because of all this additional revenue that's coming in. F1 in the single race, in the single race it gets every season, generates more than a Miami home season combined, like all 8 games.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's that audience.
Speaking of effing around with F1 time, Miami Review Week. No race this weekend, so this is the full retrospective, Sean.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, sorry. You wanted to talk?
No, I mean, it's I'm sad that we have to wait again for a race is what I was going to get at, is that I wish we did have one this weekend, but I think the 24th is when Canada is. So
leave it to the Canadians. Leave it to the Canadians to have their race on our weekend for Memorial Day weekend. Everybody's going to want to be at some sort of form of water outside. Anyone else is going to be seeing Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters.
It's at like 4 p.m. too, I think.
Yeah, it is. Remember, that's perfect. That's
it's like, don't make plans with your day. Like,
we talk about this. This is your evening.
Yeah.
Went to a Miami watch party at Star Hill in Roanoke last Sunday. Shout out. They had a screen up. They had some cups where you kind of like pick a driver, things like that.
Nice. Who did you end up voting for?
Attendance. It could do a lot more.
Did you put
Who did I vote for? I voted for Kimi Antonelli.
Nice. So that went well for you.
So, Formula One has officially figured out America, right? I mean, Miami has become what I heard it was called a Monaco mixed with a Super Bowl, mixed with Coachella, mixed with a nightclub where somebody's charging you $40 for sparkling water.
I don't doubt it. Yeah, and it's becoming bigger and bigger. People are loving it more every year.
Because the sport finally understands the assignment here. 5 years ago, if you told somebody in America there'd be crowds lining up to watch qualifying sessions for open wheel racing, they would have laughed at you.
And now you've got NFL players walking through paddocks taking selfies with engineers.
Messi's in the Mercedes garage. Serena Williams hanging with Lewis Hamilton. Rafael Nadal waving the checkered flag. Inter Miami players are hanging out with Audi. Miami Heat guys are doing laps with Oscar Piastri. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts. I mean, there's a lot to be said for what Apple and Netflix have kind of combined to do for the sport in America right now. You know, you got Netflix with the show, and Apple with now carrying the sport and the movie. Drive to Survive really changed a lot, right?
Right. And I mean, the Dolphins are doing football drills with drivers. Shaq's walking around. Terry Crews is basically Cadillac's unofficial mascot now. Formula One's cracked American pop culture. But there was $100 hot dog this past weekend at Miami.
That's insane. That's insane. I mean, it sounds insane to us, but who knows? At F1, maybe that's cheap.
No, this thing was insane.
Okay.
I mean, what is it? Wagyu beef, caviar, gold flakes, literally edible gold, sold in the Champagne Garden between turns 3 and 4. They called it the Golden Glizzy, which sounds fake.
Yeah, the Golden Glizzy. Sounds like an
Golden Glizzy.
Formula One people just heard hot dog and said, how can we make this inaccessible to normal humans?
I mean, honestly, that's part of why that event works, though. F1 in America has become luxury content culture as much as an actual sport. Some fans hate that. Some love it, but the place looked packed all weekend.
And unlike some of the Miami races we've had before, the racing was good. It was exciting.
Very good. Kimi Antonelli wins again. 3rd straight Grand Prix win. 3rd straight pole. And think we're officially past the promising young driver phrase now.
Yeah,
Can't wait for him to turn 20.
He's like the wonder kid, man. I think he might be the guy.
He might already be the champion favorite, too. I mean, not an overreaction. 20-point lead in the standings after Miami. Mercedes still has upgrades coming in Montreal. And the craziest part, he's still not starting races cleanly.
Yeah, he's often losing positions right away.
Every single weekend. The new regulations are exposing drivers at the start because turbo lag is back. These cars don't launch smoothly anymore. Drivers have to manage revs differently now that the MGUH systems are gone, and Antonelli keeps getting jumped off the line.
But once things settle down and he settles in, that's when he becomes lethal.
Ice cold. Leclerc jumped him immediately at the start. Verstappen spins through turn 1 and 2.
Crazy.
Complete chaos everywhere. And Antonelli just settles down and hunts everybody back down. That's championship driver behavior.
Yeah. The Max spin at the start, that I feel like I did the Leo DiCaprio gif where he sits up in his chair and points at the TV. Like, what's happening there? But yeah. That's what's scary for the rest of the grid, right? Mercedes, they won this race without their big upgrade package.
Yeah, that's the terrifying part. Miami was supposed to be where McLaren and Ferrari closed the gap because they brought major upgrades. Mercedes basically showed up with minor tweaks compared to everybody else.
And yet Antonelli still wins.
Which means Montreal suddenly matters a lot because Mercedes has a major package coming there.
And meanwhile, McLaren finally looked alive.
Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, sprint pole for Norris, sprint win for Norris. McLaren 1-2 in the sprint, double podium on Sunday. So they finally look like they can actually pressure Mercedes instead of just watching them disappear now.
And honestly, Norris probably thinks they should have won the Grand Prix.
Right. Yeah. I mean, once Antonelli undercut Norris, that was basically it.
But this is still a massive weekend for McLaren because now you can actually see the path. Mercedes still looks fastest overall, but the gap is shrinking. So those upgrades worked.
Yeah, and Piastri quietly getting another podium was nice.
That matters, because McLaren's biggest advantage right now might honestly be chemistry. Both drivers seem bought in. No drama, no ego war. Zach Brown basically said in changing the lineup.
Yeah, and that immediately made everyone think about Max Verstappen, right?
Oh my God, yes, because Lambiase. Jan Piero Lambiase, as we've been covering, Verstappen's race engineer, is leaving Red Bull for McLaren in 2028. And in Formula One, once one piece moves, everybody starts connecting dots.
Yep. Yeah, GP and Max are basically attached at the hip emotionally at this point.
Exactly. I mean, they've been together since 2016, 4 titles, tons of wins. And now GP's leaving for McLaren. Zach Brown got asked directly in Miami if Verstappen could eventually follow him.
Which is a dangerous question to ask publicly.
Brown handled it carefully, but he basically said he loves Norris and Piastri, no plans to change drivers, but also if Max Verstappen becomes available, every team on Earth answers that phone call.
Correct. Yeah, correct answer.
And honestly, Red Bull needed a good weekend because for the first time all season, they looked competitive again. Verstappen qualified on the front row. The upgrades worked for them. Then he spins on lap 1 and nukes his own race.
And that almost never happens to a driver like Max.
But even after the spin, he fought all the way back to 5th. That's actually encouraging for Red Bull because early this season, they looked completely lost under these regulations.
Ferrari, meanwhile, continues to feel like the smartest dumb team in motorsports.
Fast car, weird execution. Leclerc looked dangerous early, grabbed the lead immediately. Then late race spin into the wall, and a penalty drops him further back. They have pace, but the weekends they're just messy.
Yeah, I noticed a couple of, or I guess both. I think they only had 2 pits, one for each driver, and they were both sloppy. If they had more, I didn't see them, but they were both, pretty sloppy and slow. So I don't know what those guys are doing, really. They got to get it together. Lewis Hamilton's looking a little more comfortable every race, but
He does. Ferrari still feels closer than they did a month ago. The entire grid compressed this weekend, honestly.
Yeah, and that made the sprint versus the Grand Prix contrast feel a little more fascinating.
Right, because McLaren looked like the fastest car on earth in the sprint.
Norris dominates, McLaren with the 1-2. Everybody starts screaming, season's changed.
Then Antonelli immediately reminds everybody Mercedes still exists for the Grand Prix.
And that honestly made it better because now the title fight really feels alive.
And the midfield was maybe the most interesting part of the race. Alpine looked legitimately quick. Franco Colapinto gets a career best 7th place, which saves us. We'll talk about that soon. Pierre Gasly had pace before the Lawson incident, flipped half the field upside down.
Colapinto also had maybe the coolest celebrity moment of the weekend.
Messi visiting Alpine and Colapinto looking completely starstruck was an interesting sight for sure.
Yeah, and it honestly was awesome because Colapinto suddenly turned into like really a normal human being, right? Just kind of starstruck, like you said.
Then he goes out and gets his career best finish. Argentina absolutely lost its mind online afterward.
Williams also finally looked functional.
I actually appreciated James Vowles being honest this week. Williams basically admitted their entire offseason was chaos.
Which is something you don't hear teams admit publicly.
Failed crash test, overweight car, missed timelines, too much complexity, too fast under the new regulations. Vowles basically said they stressed the system beyond what the organization was ready for.
But Miami was finally the first weekend where the car didn't look spiritually broken.
Exactly. Double points finish matters for morale when you're rebuilding.
Yeah, right. And then there's your guys.
Cadillac, baby.
The midfield kings right now.
Listen, for 4 races into existence, I'll take it. Miami was Cadillac's first home race as an F1 team. Massive crowds all weekend. Special American livery. Terry Crews doing Cadillac content everywhere. Perez looks solid. Bottas finished again. Yay. Reliability matters right now because half the grid still looks shaky under these regulations. So Cadillac, like, I looked at a Williams fan during the race, like some Williams fans, and I was like, we did it. We're coming for you. Look, 15, because the cars below them were all out of the race. Like, they were still in last, but they were still racing. And that's the best way to describe Cadillac right now. Yeah. Like, they made it a mission to finish races where other teams don't seem to have even gotten that far yet somehow.
Yeah, it sounds like you're
Nico
trying to
Hülkenberg
convince...
is in flames right now.
Oh, man. It seems like you're trying to convince yourself that 12th place is a spiritual victory, but...
It's year one. It's a startup operation. Facing Ferrari, Mercedes, okay? Whatever.
Valid.
Cadillac matters for American F1 growth. 3 U.S. races now, 2 American teams with Haas and Cadillac. The sport's fully here, culturally. And this is the number one place to hear about it in America. You don't want everybody telling you about racing to be British.
Right. Yeah. You mean this podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Audi also feels interesting right now, too.
What website can I go to learn more about this podcast?
Witandgritpod.com is what I would recommend.
Witandgritpod.com. Okay.
Witandgritpod.com. Yeah.
I'm not going right now, but.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, they want to make the cars loud again.
Yeah, they do. F1's openly talking about potentially bringing back the V8 engines from 2030 onward, and that's pretty massive.
Honestly, every fan immediately understands why. The current cars are fast, unbelievably fast, but old Formula One sounded violent, like the air itself was ripping apart.
And there's a generation of newer fans who don't even realize how insane the old cars sounded.
Lewis Hamilton literally stopped a live interview once just to listen to an old V10 car because he missed the noise. So, I mean, that's where we're at.
And it's interesting that it might actually happen now.
Well, because the car industry shifted again. 5 years ago, everybody thought full electrification was inevitable. Now manufacturers are backing off those timelines. Sustainable fuel technology improved faster than expected. And suddenly V8s are back on the table?
Which honestly fits Formula One better culturally anyway. Maybe.
Similar engines, cheaper engines, lighter cars, louder racing. Fans would lose their minds in the best way.
Yeah, and the drivers seem to want it too. It seems to be universally, desired.
Well, because these current cars are difficult, weird ways. They're lighter than before, but the power delivery is awkward. Starts are chaotic. Tire management is brutal. Miami exposed all of that.
Antonelli, like we said, basically losing positions in every race start.
Every race. Ferrari actually built a smaller turbo specifically to improve starts, and honestly, kind of worked. I told you about how Leclerc grabbed the race lead for a little bit.
Right, yeah. That sounds hilariously kind of old school for F1 engineering.
Our car may explode later, but it'll launch great.
Speaking of some chaos, you were talking about your betting card.
Bet responsibly. You must be 21 or older to gamble. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, get help. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit ncpgambling.org. Sean, once again, we'll be talking units. What is a unit?
10% of your betting budget.
Did you stumble on that part again?
No, I said betting budget. It's budding, it's growing, maybe. Hopefully we're winning. So
nice. Okay. All right.
yeah, I got it.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Anyways, we had a huge hit and some other things went down with the huge hit. Franco Colapinto in the points finish that I was cheering on, plus Kimi Antonelli to be the outright winner. That parlay cashed. That was our biggest bet of the weekend. So we're really glad that one cashed.
That was a good one. Fun one to follow. The Norris podium cashed too, right?
Yep.
McLaren
pace was real all weekend.
It was really Pierre Gasly that is where we got destroyed.
Yes, that's what every time we let Pierre Gasly in, he does this to us.
Yeah. Didn't he make our no bet list last season?
Yeah, he might be back on it.
He might be. I feel like I remember him joining the Carolina Panthers there for a minute.
His team principal has a history of sacrificing one for the other with his cars.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he got kicked out for.
Yeah.
Allegedly. So that one driver could win the championship, the other one crashed the competition. Anyway, yeah, Pierre Gasly's terrible. He personally attacked my betting card. Isaac Hadjar into the wall, killed one ticket. Gasly getting wiped out after Lawson's gearbox failure killed another. Leclerc late race spin ruined podium exposure. So Miami was absolute survival racing.
That's what made it fun.
I mean, exactly. Unpredictable Formula One is better Formula One. Mercedes still leads. McLaren's coming. Red Bull's alive again. Ferrari's dangerous but chaotic. Cadillac's building. And Formula One might genuinely bring back loud V8 engines. Miami somehow gave us everything, Sean.
That's right. It was a lot of fun. Like, Antonelli, once he did get the lead, held it pretty, handily, but there was a couple of fun battles going on. You had the kind of Mercedes McLaren, two separate battles going on there for most of the race, which I thought was a lot of fun to watch. So even when there is a leader that's out in front like that, they still give us plenty of excitement. And then sometimes they give us $100 hot dogs.
Yeah, America, baby. America. They were like, you guys have seen these around. Well, this one's better than those, so you got to pay $100 for it. I would like to go on the street and see if anyone would pay me $100 for a hot dog. We should do that. We should do a video on the street one day.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
It'll be pretty quick because everyone will say no. WitandGritPod.com is live. Sean,
what is it?
A voicemail. That's what you want to do?
Yeah, wait, what's
to send us a voicemail?
Yeah. So where do they go to do that?
Did I say it wrong?
No, just
WitandGritPod.com.
WitandGritPod.com. That's where. Okay.
Yeah. WitandGritPod.com.
WitandGritPod.com. Okay, and that's where they can send us a voicemail, 30 to 60 seconds. So we'll react on it live. So please do head over there, check us out.
WagP.
WittenGridPod.com.
No, WagP? Okay.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh? I see.
Well, apparently if you go to war.gov/UFO, UFO files are up. So far, it's a lot of photos that are really grainy, black and white photos. Enjoy them.
The Lions have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Yeah. A World Cup ticket for Portugal, Colombia costs $2,500, and that doesn't include fees.
Crazy. Miami Grand Prix covered all of that for you.
Full card and Substack content can be found. WittenGridPod.com. You can find all the links to all of the stuff right there.
Everybody, have a good weekend. Read up on UFOs. Go to WittenGridPod.com. Leave us something to play next week's episode, and we will react to you.
Yep. Until then, good luck to my NBA series bets. Peace out.